Hey everyone, are you streaming? Stream? Not working well? Which if yeah? Yeah. That's alright, let's go start this. Okay. Alright. I have to do firing up. It's gonna be a bit difficult. But I think I'm just gonna assume things don't go out too far. And I think we should ultimately be fine. Hey Yahoo! FNV is. I have not seen that acronym combination. Oh, Fallout New Vegas. Okay. That's cool. I personally don't really like post-apocalyptic that much, but I think it's cool sometimes. Alright, I think we're gonna first implement the string of ballistics. And just store these into kind of file. That would be a good place to put them. So if you're gonna read a file every time we do this, Where would be a good place to put that creation button? 100 increment. Gonna be a bit difficult on the system. Oh wait, I'm playing with someone else's files. Whoops. I think I modernized it before. I feel like it's gone backwards. I've done some modernization. These ones aren't yet. They look very ugly. It's good. Huh? Daryl, let's first up to the block. How bad is this gonna break thing? I don't think it was that bad the last time I've done a conversion like this. So what I have to do, go somewhere else. Go to Friendly Nation. Here, this complex. And how that pops up is pretty cool. So we're gonna take this fella. Here, gonna paste in. A lot in there. This doesn't have anything yet. So, press. I don't think we only have one index here, so we're gonna have that. And we're just gonna pop stuff up here. I should have opened the script is very long. Yes. I think it should be the same name, so and we have this, and that breaks, of course, because I didn't stop the game. It's gonna be something like this here. It's gonna be invisible. We're gonna have to interact button here, and this button has a different interaction type. It's gonna be a really easy conversion. Maybe I just loaded the wrong version. the past. Pretty sure this is kind of like deja vu, or maybe I just actually didn't do it. Who knows? We have to update that. Good. Oh, capital. Head over. So I should have something similar to this, but I just put it here. We're gonna place this. Good, and what's gonna be here? That. Do epic pasting copy. Words did not even leave my mouth properly. Alright, that should work. Okay, that doesn't work. So in pressing the button, pretty sure it has the same exact name. I don't get what's. Well, I can use this button too as well, but it just doesn't pop up. It is connected there. I'm very confused. One here. So it says that's connected. Okay. It's on the left side. Okay, so here it says it's not connected. That's very curious. I think it's just because it's in a new place, but I'll just have it like that, and I'll just... What? That's not a new thing. Can't tell me that's a new thing. What? What was I editing? Uh-oh. What script am I on? What script was I on before? I feel like I made a horrible mistake somewhere. Well, let's see if that breaks, and then we can do something else. Two. What? Okay, that's weird. I think I should just do it straightforward way next time. Why do I burn calories when I'm thinking? Here. Have this. Go back to this fella. Okay, that works. So I have a modern system in play there. It still works. So both of them work. What the hell did I do? I'm scared I broke something. So the magazine's already modernized. Wait, was it? What? It needs to be longer though. That's weird. I do not like that. How do I make it longer? I'm gonna do it for all of them actually, if I'm gonna do it for one. Scroll. Yeah, so horizontal scrolling is enabled. This is doing something stupid. If you hover over it, it does show the full name though. That's no consolation. I don't like that. I'll just settle with making font a bit smaller. Kinda weird. But did I style this? Yes, that's already a small font. That's a concern. What is good? So with this, I have a small font. Do I have an extra small font? Let's look at the stats here. Size 20. You can get that a bit smaller, then I think you'll have very good results. Here we have this. What? Oh, it's extra large. What? How did I do that? That is interesting. I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, summoning the talent cost book I'm gonna have to deal with a bit later. That's small. Let's see how it fares. No change. That's weird. Oh, this is in the barrel screen. Wait for the wrong. Oh, that's too small. Wow. That is barely legible. Have a little compromise here. Weird. This. I feel like they stick a bit too much to each other at this range. They are so. Auto. Oh, so I didn't even need that. I just kind of needed something like auto height.
Take me back to where it all began. Hope was in our hearts, the future in my hands. Through the lows and the highs, we would try to build a place from nothing, blossom into something. If we take it back to where it all began, could we make this last to never fall again? Are these wishful thoughts worth the trouble, or
Anything else here?
to say nothing gold can stay?
Whoops. Allow. Donate. So if I did something like that, comparing, that doesn't help. See now? Still goes overboard. Wonder how long of a name I could make. I have a keyboard smash at the end. Does this save as? Really? Right. Wait. Huh. If I turn that off, chaos. Yeah. No changes. Okay. So clearly, this is bullying me. So I'm gonna kind of fix these in my own terms. Interesting. So with all this, I think it's working pretty fine. We just have to have that solution implemented everywhere. So we will use... we should just column space. Text height space. The margin only groups the entire. Add item list. Go. So I want, let's just open the documentation and still looking. So it's part of a node, part of the control properties. That's a bit annoying. So with the theme, we do get a bit of page separation, which is what we want. But let's go see it in action. So here, the V separation. This. How cute does it look? Okay, that looks. I approve. That looks very cute. So just a little bit of spacing really does help something like this quite a bit. Helps you make a bit longer named games until I got to permanently solve this little silly issue. But other than that, I think we will wait. So let's just apply that everywhere. So we will get a little theme. I actually have a full theme. Let's actually try to... Alright, so we have those defaults, and with default, go here and select the extra small. So we're gonna have something like this, and I want my other property. Give me my property. Hello? I really want some... how do I add H separation? Ghetto H separation or V separation in theme. Okay. So we'll just go look at this older documentation, and then when the new Godot update We're gonna have to see how we can implement that into our new documentation. Okay. Okay, so you can have that box container separation. That's through code, and yeah, having a theme through code, that's interesting, but that's not what I'm looking for. We go back. So we were here, and I think we're just gonna deselect this theme. Okay, now we have constants, and we are again gonna place this here, and that's gonna hopefully fix our economy. Right, so I'm gonna have to press the next turn button. Ooh, there we go. The first light tanks. Of course, we have them fitted with the Elkhart medium machine gun in the turret. I'm thinking of something a bit heavier in the future. Let's go configure turrets in the armor. And okay, so we are kind of here. Right, so again, this one needs fixing. To do that, we're going to access our armor editing feature that was just added into the game. I'm gonna select the turret. And we are going to increase the armor thickness by 4. And again, we are going to have to choose a different suspension. In this case, a spring leaf suspension here with. Cool. So again, we're going to run the next turn in our factory and see how that works. Okay, that's great. So again, we're going to have to fix our cartridge for our light tank. So I haven't opened up that yet. I'm actually curious to how I skipped that step entirely. Cool. So let's open up the cartridge menu. And let's go look up at the internals for the armor storage in our new light tank. So this old thing without the firebox has to go because it gets penetrated really quickly. And we kind of get something wrong. So we're just gonna have to simply cut this guy out, unfortunately. To further, protect our crew, of course. So that's done. And we're just gonna get rid of it here. Cool. So what else about our light tank do we have to consider? So while we're getting the new firebox design in, that's gonna take a while, and also changing the manufacturing steps are very, very important. So with our light tank, we're going to have to borrow something from our previous successful design. So because of our new iteration of our light tank here, and the reason why light tanks are a viable in my case, I think, is because our enemy's anti-tank core is pretty weak for now, and having like a nice cavalry section, even if they die, is quite interesting. So again, we're gonna borrow the system in place here from our medium tank. And paste. So again, we're gonna have to disconnect that and reconnect it to the proper crew member, because like the gun and turret layouts are very different from tank to tank. I feel like it's interesting how, you know, interwar, like French using the Renault, would have something to kind of fit different systems together using their 37mm turret, but in this case it's a bit different. You can see it's the year 328, so I just finished developing the Alcanian infantry in production. You can actually see it's really cool. I'm actually gathering population to volunteer from the local towns, and they'll have to be sent to the nearest training facility. So this can get actually very complex during wartime. Especially like smoothing out your mobilization process. I've actually just read up more on the Franco-Prussian War, or something that's going to be like a bit similar, but it's obviously different from, you know, the early Rixas conflicts. So there's going to be some places where a similar conflict has already occurred and one where it doesn't. It's actually really interesting how kind of thoughts of it were that French warfare wasn't that effective. Okay, good. And it's interesting to consider about the Alcanian light tanks is kind of the lack of a commander cupola. Many builds really enjoy having the commander's cupola, but in case of this light tank, the vision sensors are enough because it has the rear onboard telephone system. And the sights are quite interesting on the vehicle, especially when it comes to having something not thin. Definitely RHA would do. But yeah, having casted armor is really interesting. And I was actually really curious to see how that played out, especially with kind of the disaster that was the early IS-1 and IS-2 with their really bad casting process, especially with the front full vision section. The more modern versions had the vision slit, but in the past, even the old tanks could penetrate the IS because of the severe armor flaws. And I think that's something that's going to be really, really well researched or well abstracted into the models in something like the Rixas vehicle. That's very cool. Oh, I have to do this as well. Wait, what? Okay, don't. If I don't change that menu type. Curious. How many of you also like dipping your animal crackers into barbecue sauce? Something like that is like a really interesting deliberation between having the different caliber lengths for guns, especially when it comes to, you know, the slight difference in muzzle velocity, and then incorporating that into something like a larger turret is what I'm trying to do right now. So if you really kind of design, depending on your 4 or 5 man layout, the weight savings can be immense in much heavier classed vehicles, but something like it is quite interesting. So yeah, people right now, they're kind of getting awarded from kind of the confrontation in our neighboring country. It's actually kind of cool to try to make a Wikipedia article out of the conflict, especially with like a campaign and a series of battles, and then those get listed. Which ones are considered skirmishes? Which ones are actually considered more type of, you know, types of conflict. I'm so confused. Am I? Yeah, I really find it. It's quite common for people to eat potatoes completely raw. And yeah, I've definitely seen some people who like to boil Caesar dressing. that's actually a really good way to kind of concentrate that stock to something a bit more usable for normal consumption. Some people might kind of frown on it, like in traditional French cuisine, but outside, people are more free to, experiment, play around with the real culinary ideas that are kind of, affecting people, especially with the rising prices due to inflation. In some cases, yeah, definitely some corporate greed involved. But kind of just especially concentrating that raspberry lemonade and then storing it in your dehydrator is a really, really good way and great cost saving to get your official dose of vitamin Z. That's something that people really tell you because they really don't want the prices of that concentrate to go up for themselves. And yeah, I think it's really unfair for the people who are negatively impacted due to just enjoying a nice sip of Kool-Aid, a nice sip of Gold Peak with the money that it can scrounge up. It's for greater stuff. What am I doing? Here. Up here. So now I think it would be a good time to discuss the implications of banning, a naval stabilization equipment. Especially stabilization systems for antenna or critical systems. I find it quite interesting as like a small business proposition, but the thing with a lot of these larger craft that do need the types of stabilization is that there's kind of like a small market pool for them and not enough market, which in a normal kind of mindset for most people, for most business people, it's not really a good prospect. You are making money, but if you don't have the upfront capital yourself, you will have to, bite the bullet and run a deficit for the first while. Depending on your government, the programs for like tech startups like this, and especially you have to set up your market where something like that, especially near maritime areas, needs to be your focus. So making a product like that, or a more revolutionary one, would definitely be a bit more altruistic in nature. Because although you are able to make some money, it's going to be a very, very small business unless you get basically all of the market share, which is not possible even if your design can be patented, because there are many ways to solve the problem. And even though there's some ways that could be more inefficient, companies with larger brand power and recognition will definitely seize the day. It really depends on you with that first little bit of secrecy that you have, which is impossible because usually finding out that something like that is a good idea comes from, having that experience and knowledge, or having someone else tell you that it is a good idea. So yeah, definitely developments like that are crucial in today's ecosystem. So that looks good, and yeah, kind of be placing this. That one's fixed. So I think all the main trees have already changed for this one. These ones are good. I like them. I think they can just have that font blow up though. Why is Propellant like this? Why did I design it like that? Once we have all screens replaced with one, it'll look quite nice. How many people would you have to climb over to touch the top of Mochi Star? That is a real question. These individual wrappings make me sad. So small. And they exist. I feel like I need to make the artillery thing bigger for the suppressors. Maybe it's too small right now, looking at a screenshot. That's pretty cool though. No disease. You love Prion? I love Prion. Right, let's duplicate you. And let's move you over to your new home. Needs to go right now. Need to go. Need to go. I think we need most of these. What did I do to the cartridge? Weird. Okay. Why is this supposed to be scared more? I'm actually not really doing any work. Bag and vibe, it makes it a bit easier. Can't repinion that one. Imagine reading. Can't imagine that. So we need to have this feature here. I'm surprised I haven't not done this earlier. Modernization must resume. So, yeah, that works. And we need to update this. Where's my little example? Alright, great. Paste correctly to this operation here. Whoa, that did not work. Whoops. I think I meant to press Shift and... Yeah, those do two completely different things. That's a bit confusing. Especially when you already have a few other buttons. Okay, we have that. And then we have to paste this into here. Why did I let go of control? That's cool. And with that, we have finished our light tank. So as you can see, I produced a new light tank right here. Brand new, 400 horsepower, with a nice weight to tonnage ratio. Very cool. So with the development history of the Arrojas cavalry scout tank, intended to kind of fill a gap between the armored car and a heavier vehicle that could actually deal with, you know, the mediums on the field. So that should work. Let's have that pulled up. Good. For these next three, we're just gonna have to fix up kind of the theme a bit, because Godot hates me. I like how this particular cover is sung by a Japanese singer. Japanese person singing Mandarin. Surely worldwide. That's really the best one. He does both the singing and the rapping, which is good. So here, yeah, you just have to use the inspector tool. I figure why it looks so ugly. I already fixed that. So good. Gonna have to do this and a little constant change here. So I think that's gonna be good for our little loadout. Aw, oh, that looks ugly. I wonder when I'm actually gonna need a loading screen for Rixas. That's gonna be a terrifying day. Alright, that looks good. I think I can just do the other ones now that I have the confidence that I know what I'm doing with this, even though it's a really simple fix.等闲来一晚，但好安静，就等着你不是坚定。I really feel like Western TV needs more imperial intrigue. You just don't get enough. I want a historically based series with some embellishments about the Holy Roman Empire. Why does no Western producer understand that? Like the Eastern guys, they got my back. I can watch any number of dynastical palace intrigue shows. Ridiculous. Game of Thrones does not count. It's too fantasy. Ending wasn't good either. Like, I want palace intrigue about Leo the Ninth. And then, like, the Normans ruling their little empire in Italy in the 11th century. We need to do that and build up to, you know, the climax, you know? It's especially interesting if you have, like, a larger system where people don't really obey the one up top. Exactly. I feel like Western leaders, like, it's a bit tough because there's anything like that big. Maybe the Byzantines, or, you know, I would call them the official Roman Empire, but because they had such a big kingdom, when they started getting invaded, you could have, like, the peaceful time of, like, you know, Constantine, and then slowly, like, set up for the first big fall, and then some reconquest, and that would be like a perfect arc. Like, that may take a few seasons, but that would be amazing. Oh, there's also, yeah, there's actually a really good show as well, like the French one aimed towards kids, talking about life under occupation in World War II. That's brilliant, but that's like that's more aimed towards kids. Which, I mean, like, it's still gritty enough, like, it's good, but I'm still disappointed. Like, you need the Hong Kong one, the province of Canton under Japanese occupation. And that one's, like, super good as well, because it talks... There's, like, quite a big chunk of life before occupation, and then just dealing with the menial life and corruption and stuff. And then you have life during the occupation, and they have a bit of life after the occupation with the renewed civil war, which is absolute banger. That was, like, I think it's still one of the top rated shows. Even though it's like the props aren't super historically accurate and stuff, but the writing is damn good for the budget that they had. And it's still considered a classic, and by classic, I mean it's in like the 2010s. That's how good it is. It became a classic even though it's still new.
Come on, yeah，怎么还没收到你的消息？但是我也不敢躲过去，问你在哪里，和谁在一起，怎样的心情，是什么天气？该怎么开始话题？我好怕以为拒绝得不到你的注意，故事不能继续，脑海里都是你的笑容，你的声音，就觉得挥之不去。月亮眨眨眼睛，我把你放在手心，那句歌词说出去，又怕你却常听不清。叮叮咚咚，怎么今晚突然好安静？就等着你呼吸决定。OK，say，这6点晚上我会送给你哈。等到电影散场，接单车送你回家，在手里的伤口，用力的跟你挥手，一直在回味，直到黑夜的尽头。虽然这次还是没有勇气牵你的手，熟悉你指引我，怕被你一样看破。想念的心事在谁也小心翼翼的存放，等有一天想要为你把星空点亮。飘飘洒洒的小雨，轻轻落在屋顶，夏夜证明的结束，竟然也如此熟悉。滴滴答答，怎么今晚我又梦见你，很想见你，不觉梦里，月亮眨眨眼睛，我把你放在
So
手
I
心。
think that should be fine. And we need to do our usage UI. What does belt length use? Look at that. Here, we're just gonna switch that font. Alright, that's good. So I have all of these down. Let's go check them out first. Ding ding dong dong，人脉今晚自然好安静，就等着你呼吸决定。飘洒洒的小雨，落掉你，夏夜缠缠绵的颜色，也如此熟悉。滴滴答答，什么什么？can't do it.
句歌词说出去，又怕你却装听不清。叮叮咚咚，怎么今晚突然好安静？就当着你呼吸决定。
Okay. Size 1 font. Let's see what it looks like on my other screen. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, looks fine. Quite like it. Oh, this looks nice. Ooh, how did I use this system? What? How? Let me explain. I'm gonna have to do the propellant screen, and then I'm done after I just fix up the build link a bit. Tonal rhymes. Crazy. Rhymes are a lot more deliberate, because you can't mess with the pronunciation that much. Otherwise it becomes like an actual different word. I guess people without experience probably guess, but still a lot more difficult to do, I feel. We have this. Now we have the propellant left. How am I working up a sweat for them? It's ridiculous. I guess working actually does bring my body to up. Crazy. And I'm like, what? I guess you sweat pretty easily, but I'm pretty thin. Pretty medium, actually. Like, right up to normal weight. They have that removed. The Fall of an Empire. So we've got that. That's pretty good. Anyways, what I said before, we need a drama on the HRE. The West needs a drama on the HRE, otherwise we're just gonna completely lose the cultural medieval arms race. Or find something like an interesting period where there's that type of intrigue with very minimal action. Like maybe like one grand battle or like a few in the entire thing. You know, find like a historical situation like that. Those are so good. Oh yeah, there's also the one that the Western media can copy is the theme of having like expose the lens through like a slightly more wealthy family and then their kind of retinue and kind of their story during like a revolution or something. I forgot what the revolution was in the. That was like the Taipei Heavenly Revolution. There's one of those shows that are amazing. It's just brilliant. It talks about like a really, like basically an almost homeless guy rising up in like a family that controls like some food supply and kind of like the other people around that and kind of like securing the family's like line of succession thing because like you know like the first son is obviously cringe. That's how a plot should go. And then you have like the people around them being like overly protective, but people understanding like the second son is like obviously better in like succeeding for the kingdom and then or not the kingdom, the business. That's really interesting. And how they have to like supply food to like the military and how they deal with the rebels as well and how they deal with famine. That's like the coolest arc ever. How they have to like deal with famine and then keep the people, you know, in the city calm. I think that's like a bit more difficult because like grain is, yeah, I guess with feudalism that just wouldn't. It's a completely different system in how they collect stuff. I think that one's like a later dynasty because there was like quite a bit of Western characters as well. Like yeah, like the main doctor is like an English missionary in that show. That one is a banger though. Then we have this. We do bit save lists. Also this. Oh, I'm wrong. Uh-oh. Did something cringe. There we go, that's the right one. Really good at learning foreign language. It actually takes like a lot of efforts, but worth it. I learned the Serbian song when I was much younger. Slightly more edgy. But now I have the Bosnian one, Ukrainian one. French should not be that difficult. You just have to actually learn the pronunciations. The sound is what you get. That's actually hard. Okay. You know what? Let's not tread on any people today. What's going on?
在手里的伤口，用力的跟你挥手，一直在回味，直到黑夜的尽头。虽然这次还是没有勇气牵你的手，熟悉你指引我，怕被你一样看破。想念的心事在谁也小心翼翼的存放，但有一天想要为你把星空点亮。飘飘洒洒的小雨，轻轻落在屋顶，夏夜蝉鸣的节奏，竟然也如此熟悉。滴滴答答，怎么今晚我又梦见你，很想见你，不觉梦里。月亮眨着眼睛，我把你放在手心，那句歌词说出去，又怕你却装听不清。
Yeah.
叮叮咚咚，怎么今晚突然好安静？就等着你呼吸决定。月亮眨着眼睛，我把你放在手心，那句歌词说出去，又怕你却装听不清。叮叮咚咚，怎么今晚突然好安静？就等着你呼吸决定。飘飘洒洒的小雨，轻轻落在屋顶，夏夜蝉鸣的节奏，竟然也如此熟悉。滴滴答答，怎么今晚我又梦见你，很想见你，不觉梦里。Come on, yeah， 怎么还没收到你的消息？但是我又不敢拨过去，问你在哪里，和谁在一起，怎样的心情？
Should work.
该怎么开始话题？我好怕以为拒绝，
Glow up.
你的注意，故事本能其实
How about?
海里的细腻，你的笑容，你的声音，就觉得挥之不去。
What? How did they look before this? How did they even differentiate them before? What? What is going on? Let's just dump my design file into an older version of the game. What is happening? Let's open another version of Rixas. What is going on? I'm very spooked. Oh, I was doing a smaller one already. Oh, this was naturally small. Ah, way. So it kind of just stretches the width that I needed. But at least it's consistent now, and we can work on top of that. That's good. Which one is the real Rixas? So I'm done that. Now I'm gonna have to work on some bugs. I love bugs. Hell isn't considering the cost of the cartridge. Oh dear. Is it not? That sucks. Where's my little cost? I'm pretty sure I have a more modern type. Romalian font. Or alright, so it's now free of clutter. That's nice. Let's look at the link. Here. I think that's gonna happen. Steel cost per page. Daily metal price. Oh, it's roughly... wow. They're cheap. Metric tons. So divided by 1,000. What? Can't be 59 cents per kilogram. What the hell is steel rebar? What is going on with you, buddy? Steels. Waiting for the website modeler to load. This is really interesting. Having something like actually like that. But I believe for this I had something fixed up. Material ID. I just straight up used the material ID. Wow, crazy. So I'm gonna use this system. It's quite nice. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop it for now. I'm gonna release a new build. See if some bug and aesthetic upgrades. Yeah, see you guys soon. Time. We